All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's surprise episode. Not who you were expecting. The beauty of going live is that sometimes things happen, and unfortunately, my previous guest was not feeling well today, so we were not going to force her to do that. And Heather has been fantastic, and she's agreed to do this spontaneously with me. We just met in a group a couple days ago, and we were just chatting back and forth, and I was like, hey, do you feel like being spontaneous today? So here we are. So cheers to an amazing episode.
Cheers.
Yeah. We are at the Lima Coffee House in Fort Collins. Thank you. Super cute spot. Wish you could see this, but it says love people, love coffee. So just my kind of place. And so funny story with Heather and I is I posted to a group about looking for guests for the podcast since I'm going to be in Fort Collins area for a little while. And she responded. We started chatting. And then today when I reached out to you, you were willing, but you didn't have a form of transportation. And so crazy as we are, we decided to go ahead and I picked her up. And so she trusted me to bring her here safely. We did it. We made it here. And so this is the first time that we've met. And this is going to be awesome.
Yes.
I'm so glad we're doing this. So Heather does something really unique. And I can't wait to get into the story of like how you got to this. But you do proposal photography.
Yes.
In the Rocky Mountains specifically, or kind of anywhere that anyone wants?
Surprise mountain proposals are my specialty. Most of my clients want the Rocky Mountain National Park for obvious reasons. I have had a few of them in the Brandon Lake Recreation area, but really just all of northern Colorado.
Love it. But you said, so now when we got in the car, so you're not originally from here. You're originally from Texas?
I am. I am originally from Houston.
Oh, awesome. How long were you guys out in that area?
I was born and raised in Houston, and then me and my husband got married 18 years ago. We did a little traveling. I homeschooled my kids. We've been all up and down the middle of the United States. And then about 3 years ago, he got a job offer to manage an office up here. So here we are.
That's awesome. And so I would assume, maybe because it's just for me, but so like I come also from very low sea level area in Florida. And so mountains have always fascinated me. Has that kind of been like where you got into the love of like the outdoors out here?
I've loved the outdoors for as long as I can remember. My grandmother used to load me and my brothers and my 6 cousins up in her little Toyota Tacoma and take us everywhere. So that's basically where my love for the outdoors has come. But once I saw the mountains, there's just no going back.
Right? It's so beautiful. And right where you're like near where you live, like there's a Horsetooth Reservoir. So if you guys are not familiar with the Fort Collins area, definitely look that up. But the views are fantastic.
Yeah,
like you see like the whole range of the mountains, like over this whole reservoir. It's so beautiful. It's been so far one of my favorite places being here. And you said that you used to also, because Rocky Mountains is my second favorite. It's where I'm going here. But you said you also like used to do tour guiding.
Yep. I used to be a tour guide in the Rocky Mountain National Park.
So how did you get into that?
I was looking for a job whenever I moved up here, and I do photography. I had been exploring the park and learning the area a lot, and so I started working for a tour guide service up there. It's Central Wilderness. They're really amazing. So if you're coming and you need to go on a tour, I would definitely suggest going with them. But photography is my real passion, and while doing photography services for the past couple of years, I would do families and graduations and stuff like that. I did a couple of proposals and learned that I just absolutely love doing those. Love is amazing, and I get to hike every day. So
right, and get paid for it.
I know.
Fantastic. And so in the proposal world, like that's gotta be, it's such a unique thing, right? And like we talked about before, it's like such a beautiful moment that you get to be a part of. right? No one is proposing angry, hopefully not.
Correct.
Right, so everyone's happy and excited, and you have like the whole family coming together, to do that. Now, when you do these hikes for these like beautiful spots, is it like how does that work out? Like when someone brings you on board, like do people know that you're there, or are you like presenting yourself as a tour guide, and then like the unexpected person doesn't know that you're actually the photographer, or like how does it work?
So when they initially contact me, we talk about kind of what their vision is. A lot of them have a specific place that they want already in mind. Some of them have absolutely no clue. So we just kind of work together to kind of figure out what's going to be best. I listen to what they envision for that moment, and I suggest a few places. I'll scout the trails out for them, let them know the conditions, if they're going to need traction spikes or trekking poles or anything like that. And then for the proposal day, I will get to the trail ahead of time before them and be waiting for them.
Oh, okay.
And then I secretly follow them, taking candid shots of their entire journey all the way up until the point. Then I capture the proposal, and we do couples pictures and celebratory pictures on the way back down to the trailhead.
That's amazing. So you're like another hiker on the trail if anyone sees you.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then
we pass each other up a couple times. Like I'll tell them different points where they're going to stop at, which are their natural points where people, stop all the time to look at the views. And so I'll either pass them or I'll let them pass me, and they never know. Sometimes I even talk to them as we're going up, and the other person just has no clue.
Has no idea.
I'm just taking pictures of the scenery and the animals.
I love that. That is such a cool idea. And so, how did you get into photography?
I've had a camera in my hand since I was little.
Yeah.
Me and my sisters used to dress up and hang sheets up on the wall and take pictures of each other. And I like to document everything.
Do like the whole photo shoot.
Yeah, we would do the whole photo shoot. And then, landscapes and different things, all the traveling and stuff we've done. I've documented all of it. And so when we got up here, it's just something that I was really passionate about, and we were at a point where I can start doing my own business and try to build something for myself. And so I went for it, and it's going great.
That's awesome. What was your first job, like with photography, like your first commission?
First commission, it was family photos, and it was all for myself. I just put myself out there, made different posts and ads, and asked people about things to help build my portfolio.
Is this somebody that you knew?
No, it wasn't, because I don't know anybody up here in Colorado.
Yeah, you just moved up here.
So, no, it was just a random person, and I've done, I don't even know how many photo shoots I've done over the past 3 years. But January is whenever I switched to doing only proposals. And I learned so much being a tour guide, and learned all the trails, and I've discovered all kinds of different secret spots to tell people where we can go that's a little more private. So it's been rewarding.
It's fun. So do you usually go out, like on your off days, if you don't have a proposal coming up, like are you out there kind of scoping out places?
Yes.
And
always looking for new spots.
Yes.
And I also go over trails that I've been on 100 times and veer off the trail just to find the certain, little hidden spots that other people don't know about that make for amazing pictures.
Yeah. And then when you meet the couple on the trail that is about to propose, and like you're the one telling them like, oh, you should go up above like that rock over there and just go past the trail, and you let them know like the secret spot to go to, kind of in that way.
I map it all out for them ahead of time.
Okay.
I'll take pictures and send them all of the different spots, and they tell me which one they want, and then I map it out to where they know how to get there.
So you must have some beautiful, just like scenery photography as well.
I do. I have landscape and wildlife photography for sale on my site as well.
Oh, okay, good. So you sell both. That's awesome. And so you mentioned wildlife. You told me earlier, so you, because of your tour guide experience, like in the Rockies, you kind of know all of the spots where the wildlife is at different times of the year.
Yep, different times of the year, the different animals. Like the moose are really starting to come back into the park right now, and you can see them best at the lakes in the early morning hours or in the late evening hours. Calving season is also about to start up. I'm super excited about that. Where the elk hang out during the rut season, it's just all of it.
Wow. It's gotta be so cool too to be in those moments, especially like knowing those spots before anyone else does. So you're out there kind of on your own, you and the animals.
Yep. I like it just me and the animals.
Right? Easier that way.
I grew up on
keep
Discovery
coughing.
Channel.
Oh, then yeah. So like seeing it live in person.
Oh yeah, no, it's amazing, and I'm in awe every time I see them.
Yeah. So you said you had like a camera in your hands from when you were little. Was there like a kind of a moment that you decided were like, I want to take pictures, or was it just kind of like everyone had a camera and interested in taking pictures, but then you just like kind of kept going with it and like.
I was the only one with a camera growing up.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just something about it I've always loved. I actually wanted to be a National Geographic photographer whenever I grew up. So I'm getting.
Do you ever submit any of your photos to?
I have not.
Oh my gosh,
I
see them call for photos all the time. That would be fantastic because I'm sure you have some amazing shots that no one else has captured, especially the places that you know and all that. That would be cool. You could still be a National Geographic photographer.
And I tell people that a lot too, that, that's what I used to want to do. I just haven't done it yet. I do have a whole bunch of pictures compiled, and I just haven't worked myself up to send them in yet.
Yeah, that would be really neat. I'd love to see that. To see at least like the submitting of it, because I know they do like the photo of the year or something, and especially now like with AI and stuff, like I'm sure they're probably hurting for real photographers, that taking the pictures versus like AI developing that.
Oh yeah, AI is everywhere right now.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen that affect your business in any way?
I have not.
That's good.
Nope, it hasn't affected it at all.
Yeah, so people still want the genuine product of photos. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that a lot of times in marketing world. Like a lot of people are kind of going in the AI route to create images, and I understand in some cases where like if you don't have the budget for a photographer, then you do what you can. But the real deal is always better.
AI can do some amazing things, but it can't capture those once in a lifetime moments. It can't capture the expression and the emotion, in their faces and their body language whenever somebody asks you to marry.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever be able to take my place.
So now, are you a romantic person?
I am.
Yeah. So you get to like live vicariously through all of these like younger couples and older couples, right?
Yep.
Going through this.
Yep. I just love it, and I love being able to help plan and take as much stress off of it from them as I can, because I know the area, I know the lighting, I know when the crowds are going to be coming through, the timed entry permit, that you have to get for the different parks. I know how to work around all of that and the best times to do stuff. So it really takes a lot of pressure off of them, having everything mapped out and planned where all they have to worry about is where they're going to hide
showing up.
Yep.
Yeah. So what was your first proposal? Photo shoot.
First proposal photo shoot was at Sprague Lake. And he actually had one of his fiance's friends contact me to set it all up, and then me and him talked a little bit, and we just met up, and I met them at the spot, caught the pictures, did our walk around, did all of the couples pictures and stuff afterwards, and that moment is when I was like, nope, this is it.
Yeah,
this is what I want to do. Yes. I just absolutely love this. So and then I got a couple more after that, and this past January is whenever I switched to doing only the proposals, and I had pretty much a full summer so far. I'm just really excited.
Yeah, how far out do people typically need to book you?
Some of them I can do within a couple weeks. I would say a month at the latest, but I have people booked out to August right now. So.
Gotcha. So if you're going to be proposing, you have to wait till after August if you want her to capture it.
I still have a few dates open.
Oh, okay, good. Like
I don't stack. No, I don't want to squeeze them in or stack them up. I do only do 2 proposals a week because I want to make sure that I am able to give everybody's album the same attention as the first one. So I leave myself time to make sure I can get all the editing and everything and everybody's stuff delivered on time. I don't want anybody to feel like their experience is less than because I've overbooked myself.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And that's a huge thing too, right? Like I talk to people all the time, like it's all about really understanding like the capacity for the business that you want and for the quality of the service that you want to be able to provide, right?
Yeah.
It's really important for like that experience.
Yeah, no, I definitely want this to be a full experience for all of the couples that I deal with. And I want everything to be as easy and simple as possible so that they don't have to stress too much.
Love that. Love that. And I love that you found your niche. Like, like to go from like just photographing in like general to like the specific like beautiful moments is really nice. And it's interesting because I think you mentioned too, like now that you've really honed down to this service, like it's more businesses coming in.
It is.
Right?
It is definitely, because now I'm specializing in that one moment, and I'm learning so much from all of my clients and everybody that I've been dealing with. It's really touching, and I'm just so excited to see what the rest of the year and years to come are going to bring.
Yeah. It's really interesting too, because I have this conversation with like a lot of clients when I bring them on board, and I'll say like, who's your ideal client? And they're always like, oh, I could sell to anyone. Like, okay, yes, you can sell to everyone, but if you can like really hone in on like who it is that you're trying to go like to target, right? And then you're able to like present exactly what they need. It's like an ideal situation, because then you're working with exactly the kind of people that you want. And like business is it's that easier for people to do business with you, because they're like, oh, she's a photographer, okay, great, so like how can I use her, right? Versus like it's obviously super clear, like if you're not proposing, like there's not really a point.
Exactly. Exactly. One of my clients that I have their proposal club coming up, he was frantic searching for, a photographer that would do it. He says he even reached out to some tour guide services to see if maybe they could just, snap the picture when the moment happens, and he couldn't find anybody. And he found me on ChatGPT, which was really awesome. He's the first person to find me there, but he was just ecstatic when he found out that I was doing exactly what he was looking for, and signed up like that day immediately before we even got off the phone.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have to hone in on that for a minute, because as a marketing company, I hear all the time people are talking about like, oh yeah, ChatGPT is changing the way people search. So I will say, like, that's props to you, because if ChatGPT relayed your business, that means that the information is all very well described on your website of exactly what you do. And that's exactly what those tools are looking for.
Yep.
Right? So that means that your website is perfect.
Yep, it answers all the questions. There's tons of blogs about different things. You can learn about the timed entry, the different times of day. So, like, some of the areas are like up in the mountains, and a lot of people, they don't want to get up for sunrise because that's just too early. They want the evening shoots. But in a couple of the really popular areas, by the time the sun is setting, it sets behind the mountains. So everything is starting to be shaded and getting dark by like 3 p.m. So knowing those different timings and logistics and the crowds and everything has been a real help.
Yeah.
When planning all of this.
And it's great that you have it all documented, because can you imagine? Like, I would be that kind of person, since I don't usually do the research ahead of time, and I'll be like, I would be the person that would like mess it up and get there, and then it would be like, no light at all, so no way to like capture the moment.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes, and sometimes people just have like that certain vision that they want. So I always do my best to make sure that I can give them what it is that they're wanting, but I cannot guarantee the sunset.
Right. Can't control the clouds either, so if it becomes like overcast or something like that, you don't you have no control over that. Do you watch like the weather before?
I do. The weather here in Colorado is really crazy, has a mind of its own, and can change at the drop of a hat.
Yes.
So I'm constantly watching the weather every day on the leading up to the proposal, and I block out a few days at a time just in case, like the day that they initially wanted, something happens and we can't do it at the time they want, we can switch to another day to make it easy.
Oh, that's good. So you have like you have that built into your schedule.
I do. I have that built into my schedule and my system to make sure that I can get everybody what they want when they want it.
And you're not kidding about the weather here. Literally a week ago, it was snowing.
And the day before that, it was 80 degrees.
It is so difficult to dress appropriately here. I mean, it's like a test. You have to like go outside and you're like, all right, are we going to be good for the day?
Layers are very important here.
Yes. I'm definitely getting used to that. Well, I'm sure too, when you came here from Texas, it's a whole different, your Texas weather is very similar to my Florida weather.
Yes.
So this was a total change.
Definitely total change. I'm loving the dry air though. The humidity just kills me.
Yeah.
And the cold here is way different than it is down in Texas or even in Florida. My sister lives in Florida also.
Oh, nice. What part of Florida is she?
Navarre.
Okay. That's a beautiful area.
It is.
Yeah. But yeah, the weather is so odd, because I'll, the one day, like it'll say 30 degrees and I'm like, okay, I need like a snow jacket. And I go outside and I'm like, oh, it feels like 70.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. That was my biggest surprise whenever we moved here. We got
the
here,
numbers
it was
don't mean
40
nothing.
degrees outside and like 40 degrees down in Texas, I would have on like my full pants jackets and a big jacket and a beanie. And 40 degrees here, I'm outside in the parking lot. Oh my God, I'm in a t-shirt. This is crazy.
Right. I love that. And so you said you have a few kids, right?
We do. We have 4.
4. And so how do they like Colorado?
Well, we only have one that lives up here in Colorado with us.
Okay.
All of our oldest are moved out and they are back down in Houston.
Oh, they went back. Okay.
Our oldest loves it. Or not, sorry, my oldest, my youngest. She's grown to love it. She didn't like it as much when we first got here, but she's making friends and she's enjoying it. She comes hiking and stuff with me. She's even helped me with a couple of the proposals.
Yes, photography assistant.
Yes.
I love that. Does she also like, taking pictures? Like have you taught her a little bit of your trade?
I try not to direct her too much because she is 15 and I know what I'm doing, Mom.
She has her own ideas.
She does really good. We got to work on a little bit of the framing and not cutting people's feet off, but for the most part, she does great. And a lot of her images come out real artistic looking.
Oh,
like this last one we did, she got it at like an angle where like the sun flares went straight through the middle of the picture, and it just looks really awesome.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. So yeah, different perspective, like that'll work. So she takes pictures like alongside you, like when you're.
She gets different angles. So I'm the priority photographer, so I have them looking at me, and she'll go around and get different angles and stuff.
That's awesome. And she likes to hike.
Sometimes she
depends on the day.
When we're out,
weather.
She likes it. Like if I just want to go hiking on our own without doing photography or something, I don't want to go today. But if I'm having to have a proposal or something I need her help with, business wise, she's always like, "Yeah, let's go." And then by the time the day's over, she tells me she had so much fun.
Yeah, it's always tough, like at that age, to get them like into
motivated.
Yes.
So if it's not sitting in their room on their phone, they don't want anything to do with it.
It is difficult, and like they live in such a beautiful area. It's just like, wish I would have grown up with mountains in the backyard, and you can go, trekking through some canyons and exploring.
Same.
Yeah. But I think we always want what we don't have. No, that sounds. It's not in all cases. That's not right.
Definitely not in all cases. Right now, I have the mountains, and I'm totally cool with it. I don't want anything else.
Right. I guess like moments of our life, like the longer that we go, it's like my son and I talk about that all the time. Like every time we drive out of Florida and we hit like the mountains, like the Blue Ridge Mountains in Georgia, it's just like something comes over us and we're like, oh my gosh, like I would love to have this surrounding. But then there's so many people that I know that have grown up here and they want the beach, right? In their backyard all the time. It's like
you're always curious about the things that you haven't experienced yet.
That's better phrased. Yes, thank you. It's totally true. And so, what does your daughter want to do when she gets older?
For quite a while there, she wanted to be a vet, but recently she has switched to want to be a neonatal nurse or labor and delivery nurse.
Aww, that's cute.
She's leaning more towards labor and delivery because then she can help the mamas and work with the babies at the same time.
Oh, the perfect in between. Has she always had kind of like that nursing personality? Like the one taking care of everyone?
Yes, she's definitely the one that takes care of everyone. She's very protective of me.
Yeah. I know. She wanted to make sure that you were safe with me here in the car. I promise. She's in one piece, and she will return in one piece.
Yeah. She saw me. She saw I left the house on 360, and immediately texted me, "Where are you going? The truck's broke down."
Right. You're walking awful fast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. And so your older kids, did they live here for a brief period of time and then they moved away, or
no, they
were old enough to stay.
Yeah, they were old enough to stay where they are. My oldest has actually made me a grandma.
Aww.
They came and lived with us for a little while last year to help get on their feet, but they've moved back to Texas already.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, congrats on being a grandma.
Thank you.
How old is the baby?
He turned a year in January.
Oh, what's his name?
Rowan.
Oh, it's such a cute name.
I know, Rowan Gray. He's just adorable. And his little curls, I just love him. I can eat him up.
Now, do they come and visit you often?
No, they don't come and visit as much, but I go down there and visit them.
Gotcha.
I'll be going down there whenever school gets out, so I'm really excited to go
see them. before the summer
Yeah.
hits and before all. So the proposals that you do you get more in the summertime or spring, or is there like do you have like a season I guess busier than others?
Summer is the busiest, but it's also the busiest season for Rocky Mountain National Park. Everybody's coming down.
Yeah.
So most of my clients have been from out of state. I've had a few of them that are local, and they actually do more of the off season. So they kind of keep you balanced out.
Oh, good. And then they keep you kind of like constantly, where you always like have business.
Yes.
When you do the proposal work and you have like crowds that you're dealing with, does that become a problem? Do you end up having to like edit people out of your photos after the fact?
I have. One particular proposal, he totally missed the mark at Dream Lake, and we hiked another mile up to Emerald Lake, and he realized he reached the end of the line and wasn't at the right spot. And Emerald Lake, the trail just kind of stops there, and there's nowhere else to go. So all the people were gathered there. So I have one photo of them where they're hugging. It was right after the proposal, and I just kind of darkened everybody else, and they're like brightened up with the mountains and stuff in the background. I really like the way that picture turned out. And then, of course, we recreated the moment at the right proposal spot so that they could have a picture without any
of
people
where
in
it was
it.
intended to be.
Yes.
Yeah, just minus a little bit of the surprise on her face.
Correct.
That's cool though. It's nice that there was, flexibility in there where you can still capture some part of the moment.
Yes.
But yeah, next thing you need to do is like invest in like a headset, where they get like the guys get the earpiece where you can be like, no, keep going, turn around. Don't do it right now.
That would be interesting. It has been a thought that crossed my mind, but I'm not sure how I would sneak that to him beforehand.
Yeah, that would be a little difficult.
We'll still work on that.
It's just like the hand pass as you go up the trail.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And so your husband, it also helps you sometimes with the photography work as well?
He does sometimes, yes.
Yeah. So he's just there as support, or does he help kind of guide the people like where to go? He kind of partakes in the I'm a hiker story.
Just support, basically. Takes pictures from different angles, just like my daughter does sometimes.
Oh, good. Oh, so he does some photography too.
Yeah. So the ones that get lucky enough to have my support team come with me, they get so many more pictures from different angles.
I love that. The whole family package. So now, being that you used to do some family portraits and stuff, do you like take the pictures at every family event to capture all of the people?
At our family events, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll take those pictures.
I feel like being the photographer, it's like one of those things like you never get a day off. If there's an event going with family, that you're going to be the one expected to take the photos.
Right. Yes, that definitely happens. I don't see his family as often as I used to now that I live up here in Colorado, but I don't mind it because I've always been the one taking pictures of the family.
That's true. Yeah, you did say that. And you said when you were younger, like there was no like moment of inspiration. It was not like someone's work that you saw that made you want to take photos. You just found the camera fascinating.
There was a little picture. It was an old one. Like, they used to be like square, like printed or film. I guess it was a film photo, but it was printed on it like a square, paper. It was black and white. And it was really simple. All it was a ring of mushrooms in the grass. And I just absolutely loved that picture and the composition of it. And that's what made me think, I want to be a photographer. And from that point on, I've just had a camera and take pictures of everything.
I love that. Do you have, albums that you've kept like over the years of like different phases maybe that you were going through and different things that you were capturing?
Well, when we moved and hit the road, I pretty much packed everything up. So I don't have a lot of those albums left anymore. Most everything I have is digital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you pack up and move into an RV, you kind of really have to rethink about what it is you want to keep.
Minimize your life a little.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been considering getting a pull trailer like behind my, bumper RV. I don't know what they're called. There's like so many different names of them.
Oh, there's all kinds.
But like a pull behind, right?
Yeah.
So that I can travel and work from. And I travel with my cat, and so that's my only concern is I don't know how she would like to be, living in such a confined space. But I love the idea of like the minimalist living. It's just like, just bare minimum, like what you need, and a few like select pieces, and other than that, that's it. But it does become sad when you don't, or you're not able to have like keep those memories with you all the time.
I actually really loved living in a camper and an
You did?
RV and traveling and being in one place one day, packing up the next day, and being in another place by the next night. And I'm already like a minimalist. I don't hold on to stuff. Things don't. I keep my memories and I keep my pictures on my phone and on my hard drives. That's really all I need.
That's true. And now that it's digital, it makes it that much easier.
It definitely makes it a lot easier.
I love that. So what's been your most favorite landscape to capture outside of course, like proposals?
Favorite landscape?
Yes. Favorite area to capture.
Rocky Mountain National Park is beautiful. It's my home away from home, and I feel so at peace whenever I'm out there. And every time I go, it's different. It's like walking into a new place and seeing something for the first time every time. But really anywhere in the mountains or near water, like lakes, rivers, the beach. Oh my gosh, I love the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I just really love being outdoors. So anything outdoors, anything including wildlife, water, trees.
All of the above.
Yes.
That's awesome. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, the Rocky Mountain National Park is only like an hour away from here.
Yep.
Right?
It takes me an hour to get to the gate from my house.
And you have like specific treks that you do normally take when you get into the park? I don't know if the treks like the road, like there's like the direction, so you could go like as far as I know, left to go to Bear Lake, right? And that kind of takes you there. And then there's one that goes kind of loops all the way around as well.
There's not really one that loops, not all year long, anyways.
Okay, yeah, that's one.
So the old Fall River Road, you would be able to take it all the way up to the Alpine Visitor Center, and then you can come back down Trail Ridge Road. That's really the only loop that you can make within the park. The park is over 260,000 acres, so
a lot of options.
There are a lot of options. And the summertime is the best time to go because that's when all of those roads are open, and then you can access the entire park all the way over to the Grand Lake side. I stay on the Estes Park side mostly. I have gone over to the other side to do some pictures and different tours and stuff that I've done.
Yeah, I took the Estes side for my birthday. I just like decided to take myself out through the park and visited that, and like even Estes Lake is beautiful, like that whole area. It's because it's so interesting out here. Like you go out a few miles east out of town, and you see like the whole entire like strip of the Rocky Mountains, which is just beautiful to have like in the background. Mm-hmm. And then in Estes Park or Estes Lake, kind of the same thing. Like you could see a couple of like the snow-capped peaks, and it was just, oh my gosh, the word is it's more than beautiful. But it was just fascinating to see that and just be there. It makes you feel very small.
Yes, yes, that's what I was just about to say. It makes you feel so small.
Yeah. Oh my
the world really is a big place, and you realize your place in it whenever you're up against something so amazing.
Yeah. When you did the tour guide stuff, like you got a chance to explore the entire Rocky National Park, or were you like set to an area of it?
It really depended on what the people that I was taking wanted to see. Most of them want to go into the Bear Lake corridor and explore Dream Lake and Bear Lake and Lake High and stuff. So I have done those trails hundreds of times. Mm-hmm. But with the park being so big, there's still so much that I haven't been able to explore and see. And I'm slowly working on conquering all of those different trails.
Yeah. Oh, I can. You have like a map where you're like keeping track of like what you have seen and what you haven't.
All trails.
Yeah, it does work really well. Yeah. There's another one too that I found out. So a couple of years ago, I did like a trek across the U.S. and I worked from farms, and my whole goal was to visit like all the national parks. Right, that's when I went to Yosemite, like the pictures that you saw, and I did Yellowstone, Glacier. The Grand Tetons. Rocky Mountain was like the one that I didn't make it to because of where I was staying in Colorado was like the Durango area. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I forget how big other states are. Well, not that I forget, I didn't know. You know, it's like, oh, I'm in Colorado, I'll go to the Rockies, and it was like a 5-hour drive or something. And I was like, all right, maybe I won't this time around.
It doesn't look like it's very far on the map, but once you put it into GPS and you see all the curves and then the slow speed limits, the elevations, the ups and downs, it really does take a lot longer than like driving through Florida. When you look on a map and it's like this far, it'll take you 30 minutes. But if it's this far here, it's going to take you like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I drove out of there coming west. And so it was like, you know, and I live in South Florida. So it was just like taking up like all the way through the Panhandle. And I called my buddy and I was like, 12 hours. I'm like, I am still in Florida. This thing is taking forever.
Yeah,
it
definitely does. Yeah. I didn't realize how big Florida was until I think it was during COVID. My kids were down whenever COVID hit. They were down in Florida and we were up in Chicago. And so they shut all the airports and everything down. So we had to drive down to go pick my kids up. And Florida took forever to get through because they were down in Key Largo. So like,
oh my gosh, so
literally drove the whole way.
Yeah, I get people asking that all the time. Like, oh, don't you go to the Keys all the time? I'm like, no, even where I live, it was like a 4-hour drive away. And I'm like, it takes me probably just about the same amount of time, more than that, to get out of it if I go straight north. But it is a very, very long state. And the worst part is because it's like all flat. So everything looks the same.
Yep.
You know, versus here, you know, you're seeing a lot of like elevation changes, like topography is different. And so you have like different scenes to, you know, to entertain yourself with.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. But I do like here the fact that like we're maybe an hour from Wyoming, if that.
Yeah. Wyoming is just an hour north of us.
Right.
To Cheyenne.
It's beautiful. And then I'm sure if we go east, we're not that far from I don't know geography. What would be the neighboring state? Kansas. Kansas.
It still takes you quite a few hours to get across Kansas. It's like half of Colorado is all mountains and the other half is all flat. So we're like right there in the middle on, you know, the Front Range where we got mountains right here and nothing but flat land over here.
Yes, the Front Range. I have like just recently come to understand that that's like the name of like what we are, like all the way from Denver, right? Mm-hmm. All the way up is basically like the Front Range.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're not that far from Denver either.
Nope.
So like 2 hours.
No, not even. It's about an hour to Denver. Yeah. Takes me an hour to get to airport.
Okay. So that's not too terrible.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah. And so do you guys travel a lot? Like I know you said your husband travels a lot for work. Do you guys get to visit some more of the world?
Not since we moved here. We did a lot of traveling when we lived in the RV and he was chasing pipelines and stuff. But since we've gotten here, this is pretty much where we've been. We did go up to Yellowstone last year for our anniversary. We did Yellowstone and the Grand Teton, so that was amazing. And then we found some wild horses on the way back. That was super cool too.
Oh my gosh, I would love to see that.
And I've really just been wanting to explore Colorado more. Took my son camping last summer. We went and stayed on the top of a mountain on the west side of Colorado in Rifle, and that was absolutely amazing. We went out there. I heard there was a area up there where there's also wild horses, so we went and chased them around for a while. It really scratched up my truck.
Oh no! Oh no! Trying to chase them.
No, it wasn't chasing them.
Okay.
Just we were exploring the area where we were. It was dispersed camping, so you can just go and pull up anywhere and camp. So there were a bunch of trails and dirt roads out there. So I went exploring. Come to find out 3 hours later that I was on a trail for ATVs, and all of a sudden the trail just like narrowed. Like we came down the side of a mountain and it's drop off cliff here, mountain here, and it's all open and beautiful, and then it's nothing but trees, and I couldn't do anything. I got stuck, and so I just drove through them, and I thought I was going to be in so much trouble. Both sides of my truck got all scratched up. Me and my son, we went and bought wax and a power battery buffer thing. We're trying to buff it out on the way home so we wouldn't get in trouble.
Oops.
my husband was a great sport about it.
Oh, that's good. Well, yeah, it's not like you planned it, you know? You really had no idea where you ended up.
I didn't have any choice. I couldn't back up.
Yeah.
I couldn't turn around. There was no room, so I went through.
Well, and your truck is still standing.
It is still standing.
It's just got a couple of scars.
A few of them, yes.
I love that. But so you just like decided to take the road and go exploring? Like, oh, I wonder where this leads.
Yep. Pretty much.
I do love doing that.
That's what I do. I love driving on these roads. We'll be driving in like the same path all the time back and forth to Estes Park, but if I find another trail like on All Trails or something, I'll be like, ooh, let's go check this one out. And then as soon as I turn around, I'm like, I get to drive a new road. So yeah,
So
I love to explore and go on adventures and get lost and find my way out.
Yes. I mean, GPS helps for sure. But that's
only if you
when you
download
have
the map.
signal.
Yes, you have to download the map before you get out of service.
It's so true.
That's the trick.
That is how I found Horseshoe, though, because I also love doing that. I love taking the roads and being like, oh, I wonder where this leads. And I was looking on the map. And of course, it was trying to take me to like the main road and the highway. And I saw the little cutoff and I was like, I wonder where this goes. And so I took it driving. And then all of a sudden I took like the hill, which again, I had no idea where I was. Went up the hill and then I came across like the beautiful, I mean, it's like hundreds of miles, maybe not hundreds of miles, whatever, a lot of miles of like the reservoir and the mountains. And I was like, oh my God, I felt so excited. I'm like, I found this. And it's just like 10 minutes from where, the town is. Like you just go out a little west and it's right there.
Yeah, nope, I have
Such a cool area.
Horsetooth is a 7-mile long reservoir.
7 mile.
Yeah,
me and my 100 miles, apparently.
Well, I mean, you can see.
Distance is not my thing.
You can see for a really long ways. You can even see Long's Peak and Mount Meeker from Horsetooth Reservoir. I've lived in Fort Collins for a year now, and I've driven that road along Horsetooth hundreds of times. I like to get in my car and drive, so that's what I do. And coming over one of the hills, I saw like this one small area where you can see Long's Peak and Mount Meeker, and I'm like, oh my God. Okay, now you can see that from here.
And do you like notate that now for like, ooh, this would be a really good proposal spot?
Yes, I do. I take notes like that all the time.
That's so fun. There's a road that I took out in Florida where I stayed. We were in Wellington area, which is like very like equestrian focus area, right? So there was a lot of dirt roads that led to different ranches and farms around the town. And oh God, I think I would have been in high school at the time. And me and my friend were driving. We were like, oh, let's take this road. And we found like a castle. Someone had built a castle like in the middle of this, very modern like house, like neighborhood. They had like the whole towers and everything. And I was thinking in my mind, funny at the moment, I was like, oh my gosh, this would make a great like wedding venue spot. Like, talk about like you wouldn't normally have that opportunity to take that
right
with that background
you don't
in
see
Florida.
Very often.
No, definitely not. Which I'm surprised I've not seen any like super unique like homes here like within the mountains and the peaks and stuff. But I've also not explored that much yet, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, let me know when you want to do that. I'll show you around.
Yes, I have now my own tour guide to the Rocky Mountain National Park, which I'm super excited about. I hope you don't regret offering that.
Not at all. I take every chance I get to go up there.
Yeah, we'll definitely make more notes. We got totally sidetracked and we haven't talked too much more about your business. But so if someone, I'm so sorry, I got all excited. Okay. We're talking about traveling and exploring. For you guys know, like her website has been scrolling across the bottom this whole time. So if you're interested in checking out her work, if you want to work with her, if you want to have a conversation, definitely check out the website. What is the one thing that you want people to know when they work with you, like something that they may not have considered if they're planning, a mountain proposal?
Well, one thing that most of the girls will say is they wish they had their nails done. So if you're thinking about proposing, have one of your girlfriends take her to go get her nails done a few days before y'all's trip.
Just sporadically.
Hey, babe, go do this.
Good tip.
That is the only thing that I've had any of them complain about, and it's become a staple. I mention it to everybody that I talk to. Okay, this is the one thing, and since then they all have their nails done.
Yeah. It's true that, and to make sure that they look cute hiking that day too. So
yes.
They're not like
your attire is very important. I would suggest don't wear any greens and don't wear all black.
Makes it harder to photograph.
Right. Yeah. You don't stand out in the pictures as well. So
good to know.
Light colors, solid colors. Those would be good.
That way, then you really like stand out. Yes. But you give all these tips now, like when you first meet with somebody.
I do. I actually have a book called Planning a Mountain Proposal. You can buy it on Amazon for $9.99, but all of my clients get it for free as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
It goes over everything: logistics, hiding the ring, special mementos. It's 7 chapters. It goes over anything you can think of and things that you don't think of.
Awesome. All from like different experiences that you had.
Yep.
So do you have I don't know if I've asked you yet, but if you have a favorite proposal that you've done and one that you were like, ooh, maybe this isn't for me moments?
I have not had any of those moments with proposals.
Okay, good.
I have with like doing family portraits and birthday parties, but proposals, I have loved every single one of them. And I don't know if I have a proposal, but I think I'm still on my proposal high from the last one that I did. It was a really cute couple. She was so nervous bringing her up here to propose to her. She like had this little rock that she had "Will you marry me" written on one side. On the other side it says "You'll be my always." And she was so nervous. She called it her penguin pebble because you know how penguins, there's one specific breed of penguins with rocks.
That's cute.
So she called it her penguin pebble, and she was going to try to like kind of sneak it down on the ground a little bit so that she could bend down and pick it up and show it to her. But then her girlfriend saw her bending down. She tried to bend down and get it. She was like, "No, don't get it." So it was really adorable. It was really cute.
Oh, that's cute. Now, do a lot of people usually do things like in that way, like with rock, or a lot of people just, kind of get on the one knee and do the speech?
She is the only one that I've had have a prop like that. But most everybody else is only, they have the ring, they just pull it out their pocket, they drop to one knee, kind of behind them a little bit. That way when they turn around, I get their expressions.
Yes. That's funny. And so do you tell them like where to stand or where to do the proposal so that you have like the best shot? You plan that out as well?
I do.
Yeah.
I try to plan it all out. That way they don't have to think too much and they are able to be present in the moment the entire time versus worrying about, all of the logistics and everything.
So now I would assume that sometimes people get a little carried away and they forget the instructions. So I'm sure you're quick on your feet. So you're prepared to change the angle if need be.
Yes. It also comes in really handy whenever either my daughter or my husband decide to go with me as well, because they can already be over it in a different angle. Just in case they forgot and they're nervous and don't turn or face the right way.
Yeah.
We still catch it.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like a moment because, you have so many nerves in those moments, like to try to keep all of the instructions like straight in your head and to do the proposal and to remember what you're trying to say and all of the things because sometimes be a little overwhelming.
It's definitely overwhelming, which is why I tried to help them plan it all out and have everything laid out. We have a meeting a week before. I actually have a meeting today with my next proposal next weekend to go over all the planning and make sure that everything is just lined out so that he doesn't have to stress as much whenever he gets there. And all he has to do is bend down and pull out the ring.
Yeah, and get her to say yes. Have you had some engagements where the girl has said no?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not come across that yet. Thank you.
So people know they're at least on the same page.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Any last tips? So you have your book. You want to give the title of your book one more time?
It's Planning a Mountain Proposal.
Planning Your Mountain Proposal.
Yeah.
And it's on your website. So if they go to your website.
Yeah, it is on my website. There's a whole page dedicated to it. It's also for sale on Amazon Kindle. You can download it as an ebook. But all of my clients, whenever you book with me, I send over the guide to you immediately.
Yeah, makes your life a little easier if you have it all prepped out step by step. How have you gotten the majority of your business as you've grown this?
Google and ChatGPT.
Yeah,
they've been my biggest supporters. I've done Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and I just don't get as much from the social medias as I do from ChatGPT and Google.
Yeah, but it's just wonderful that it's working. Again, that just means like you have that much information on your website so that platforms can then exactly present what the person is looking for.
Right.
Which is beautiful. And it's how it should be.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little tip on social media too. So the platforms we do a lot of social media content ourselves. And the platforms want consistency, number one, and like engagement too. So it's like content, of course, is also important, right? But people would love to follow along with the stories, especially if you have the story of like how they met and like the story leading up to the proposal. But the biggest thing is like to post multiple times a week.
Yeah, I try to do a post a day.
Okay, good.
I try.
That's awesome. So then the second one is the engagement. So like if the platforms all care about how you show up on the platform. So like if you spend your time like liking and commenting like your connections, your followers, whatever they're posting about, that just helps promote your post that much more. Right. So just a little tip, because sometimes we all get so busy. Listen, me myself, like when I do content, I sometimes need to remind myself to go in there too and engage. But like the numbers always show it. Like so, like I could post, but if I'm posting and I'm spending time like actually giving back to the platform, my posts always do better than that.
I'll have to try and keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It is. It is. Oh my gosh, content
Full-time job.
creation. It is. Yes, totally a full-time job.
Yeah, but hopefully you enjoy it. I mean, you like the photography, and I would share, some of your other work too, like your wildlife photography and your scenic stuff too. So it doesn't always have to be necessarily a proposal. Be like, hey, this would be a great spot for your proposal, or like, check out this new area, or go explore that, so you can give like tips along that way.
Yeah, I do that. I do share different places, different areas where they could do the proposals, different tips, carousels of different things. So I am working on trying to get some videos for behind the scenes videos to add on to that. My husband's going to come and video me next weekend for my next proposal. So hopefully I'll have some behind the scenes stuff coming up too.
Yeah, that'll be fun. People love to see that. I mean, me myself for sure. Love to see like how things come together, right? Like, and then you present like the final, and then you show like how it came to be.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to creating that. I haven't done one of those yet.
Yeah.
I'm usually the one taking the pictures. I'm never
a little hard for you to. Yeah. That's how most photographers work. You guys usually like to control like what is being captured.
Yes, I don't like being on pictures.
Yeah. If it does help, I would do like maybe bring like a little because then that would be too obvious. Let's say a little tripod that kind of captures behind you, but you want to be like as inconspicuous as possible.
Yeah, I've thought about that. I got one of those Insta 360 things, kind of like a GoPro.
Yeah,
but I just can't find a convenient time to be able to place it, go do my thing, and then come back and get it.
Right.
It's too time consuming for me. So.
Right. Yeah, because you've got to focus on the actual moment and like watching the cues and stuff.
Correct.
Have you found yourself like being able to read people better doing what you do? Because obviously you're kind of like in the woods, like waiting for that moment where they either do they give you a cue, or you kind of like just watch body language and you kind of can tell when the moment's about to happen.
Yeah, just watch the body language, how nervous they are, and we usually have a set spot set out where, so I know once they reach that area
that it's coming
going to be happening soon. And I always reach that area first, and I either act like I'm eating one of my honey sticks or a protein bar or something, or taking just a break, getting a drink of water, and I'm there ready to capture it whenever they decide to hit that need.
So cool. And I love that. And you get to be part. Do you ever get invited to weddings?
I have not been invited to any of the weddings.
Oh,
okay.
They're too excited in the moment.
That's okay with me.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to capture this special moment for them.
That's beautiful. Well, any last words to share with anybody if we haven't covered something that you want everyone to know when working with you? Any life advice? Romantic proposal means marriage lasts longer? No, just kidding. I don't know.
Oh, I wish that was the case, but that's not always the case, so I can't guarantee
that.
Right. Really just don't overthink it. Just speak from the heart. You don't have to have a whole elaborate thing planned out. You don't have to have this whole speech. Whenever that moment comes, something else will take over and the calm will hit you and it'll just happen.
That's beautiful. Perfect advice. Thank you so much for joining me, especially the last second.
Thank you very much for coming to pick me up and having me on the show.
Yes. If you guys have any questions when you're watching this on the replay, whatever, make sure you put them in the comments and we'll make sure that Heather and I answer them for you. Definitely check out her website, see her work. And if you know anyone that's going to be getting proposed to in the Fort Collins area, how far do you go?
I'll go within like a 60-mile radius within Fort Collins area. So
perfect.
Brainerd Lake, Cameron Pass, Arapahoe National Forest, Laurie State Park, the Horsetooth Reservoir right here, Rocky Mountain National Park. Obviously, that's where I get do most of the proposals at. Really, just northern Colorado is my area.
Perfect. So if you know anyone that's going to be proposing in this area, definitely give her a call. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you have a fabulous weekend.